It's time for another RIN TV Rewind, where we look back at highlights from RIN TV over the first 6 months of 2014. Dr. Robert Hartwig is a regular contributor to RIN TV. His reports are informed and popular with our audience. After the first quarter, Dr. Hartwig joined us to assess industry losses from previous winter storms and the high potential for NAT CAT losses for the rest of the year.
So how bad were the winter storms of 2014? What were the stats?
You know, the final numbers have yet to come in, but we expect that the winter storms and winter damage from freezes for 2014 will probably be among the top 5 in history since 1980 after you adjust for inflation. That would put the insured losses somewhere north of $2 billion. The worst years, however, were all the way back in the 1990s, where the losses well exceeded $3 billion. So this is well within the range of the type of events that insurers anticipate and can manage.
And we had the other extreme on the West Coast with drought and wildfires.
Yes, on the West Coast, on the west side of the Rockies, it's been very dry, and what that does is that portends potentially a costly wildfire season later in the year. So we'll have to see. It's far too soon to tell. And then I'd say, however, even of greater concern recently has been an outbreak of earthquake activity, particularly in the Los Angeles area, after a quiet period of nearly 20 years. And so there are many who are concerned that it's possible that after this 20-year hiatus that we may be seeing elevated earthquake activity in California over the next several months.
How will these losses affect insurer results in the first quarter?
Well, I think that altogether insurer losses in the first quarter of 2014 were manageable. They're of the magnitude that insurers typically see. And I think apart from that, insurer results were pretty good. The investment markets were decent in the first quarter of the year. So I think that insurers will be turning in decent results for the first quarter of 2014.
Will it have any impact on rates?
You know, altogether, I think that when we look at catastrophic activity in the United States, this continues to push property insurance rates upward. We have seen, however, a decline that partially offsets this in terms of falling reinsurance prices. But longer run, I mean, there's no question here in the United States, we're seeing a trend towards more frequent natural disaster losses of almost every sort.
Throughout July, we are rewinding highlights of popular reports from the last 6 months, all viewable from our on-demand library. So keep it here for even more world risk and insurance news on RIN TV.